Have you ever stopped to wonder why we breathe? I don't mean biologically, I mean spiritually, because somewhere in the ancient dust of forgotten temples, the masters believed something different. They believed breath was not just air, it was a bridge, a sacred thread, connecting your body to something far beyond it. What if your next breath wasn't just survival, but a doorway, long before prayers were spoken, before gods had names? There was the breath. In ancient Sanskrit, the word prana means both breath and life force. In Hebrew, ruach means spirit, wind, and breath. In Greek, pneuma, breath, soul, divine spark. Even the Latin spiritus means exactly what it sounds like. Every ancient language, every ancient wisdom used the same word for air and soul. Why? Because they knew something we forgot. They didn't see breath as automatic. They saw it as sacred, a ritual happening every few seconds, and each time a chance to reconnect with the divine. Modern life has trained us to breathe shallow, fast, mindless. We survive, but we don't feel alive. Ancient cultures didn't just breathe to live. They breathed to awaken, to enter altered states, to heal the body, to still the mind. The yogis, the monks, the mystics, they all knew that by controlling breath, you could control reality. And yet today, we barely notice it. We scroll, we stress, we speak, but we rarely stop. We rarely feel what breath actually is, not just air, but information. Each inhale is a message, each exhale, a response. The ancients said, breath is the whisper of the soul. When you breathe deeply, intentionally, something shifts. Your heart slows, your brain waves soften, and silence starts to speak. Why? Because breath is the only function in your body that is both automatic and voluntary. You don't need to control it to survive, but you can control it to evolve. The ancients saw this as a gift. They believed breath was the one thing that connects your unconscious to your conscious, your body to your spirit. And that in this connection was power. The power to heal, the power to remember, the power to wake up. Across cultures, a strange pattern appears. The breath, in 4 parts. 1. Inhale 2. Hold 3. Exhale 4. Pause. In ancient Egypt, this mirrored the 4 stages of the sun. In Tibet, it reflected the 4 cardinal directions. In alchemy, the 4 elements: air, fire, water, earth. Breath was never random. It was a map. Each phase held meaning. Inhale, receiving divine energy. Hold, transmuting it within. Exhale, releasing what no longer serves. Pause, the void, the gateway, the reset. This wasn't just breathing, it was worship. You've been breathing your whole life, but no one told you it was sacred. No one told you that your breath carries memory, that it holds emotion, that it can unlock the body's ancient intelligence. No one told you that you can breathe your way out of fear, out of pain, out of forgetfulness. But the ancients did. They knew the breath could carry light, that it was the soul's language, and that within it lay the path home. So take a breath, right now, deep, slow, real. Feel it move through you, not just as air, but as a signal, a memory, a sacred rhythm. This is the forgotten science of breath, not found in books, but in silence. You don't need to search for it. You just need to return to it, one breath at a time. Breathe like your soul remembers, and you'll remember who you really are. Inhale, hold, exhale, stillness. You've done it 1,000 times today. You're doing it now, but you never knew it was sacred, because the way we breathe hides a pattern so ancient, so universal, that it shows up in every spiritual tradition on earth, not just as a method, but as a map, a code, a key. And once you understand it, you won't just breathe differently, you'll live differently. Breath isn't random. It moves in 4 phases, every time. Not 3, not 5, always 4. 1. Inhale 2, hold 3, exhale 4. Pause 4 steps, 4 rhythms, 4 gates. This rhythm has no name in modern science, but the ancients knew it intimately. To them, this wasn't just breath. It was a mirror of everything. The 4 seasons, the 4 directions, the 4 elements, the 4 stages of life, and inside you, the 4-part breath, echoing the divine rhythm of the universe. The inhale, the beginning. It is the act of receiving, drawing life force into the body. In ancient texts, the inhale was seen as a blessing, a moment where the divine enters you, not symbolically, but literally. When you breathe in deeply, you are saying to the universe, I'm open, I'm ready, I choose life. The yogis called this pranic intake, life energy in motion. To inhale with intention is to say yes to existence. Then comes the hold, the sacred pause, the space between worlds. In this stillness, you're not adding, you're not releasing, you're simply being. This moment was considered sacred in Egypt, a place of transformation, where breath becomes energy, where spirit begins to rise. In Kabbalah, this was the place between the upper and lower worlds, a narrow gate where the soul remembers. In science, this is where the body shifts into coherence, where nervous systems reset, where brain and heart find rhythm. The hold is power. The hold is presence. Most people skip this step, but the masters lived in it. The exhale, the release, letting go, not just of air, but of control, of tension, of the things you've been carrying far too long. The ancients believed the exhale was a purification, a soft death, a sacred surrender. In shamanic traditions, exhaling was part of energy cleansing, where breath removed fear, anger, grief, all through letting go. And when done with presence, the exhale becomes medicine. The body softens, the mind slows, and the spirit clears. After the exhale, there's a final moment. Stillness, the empty space, the void. This is the phase most people never notice, because it's quiet, silent, invisible. But in this stillness lies truth. In Taoist texts, they called it Wu Wei, effortless action. In Hermetic teachings, it's the space between thought and creation. The stillness is not the end, it's the reset, the place where breath begins again, but from a higher state. When you sit in that space, even for a second, you touch something eternal, something that doesn't move, but holds everything that does. So why is this 4-part breath everywhere? Because it reflects a deeper truth, that everything in existence follows the same rhythm. Birth, growth, death, stillness, spring, summer, autumn, winter. Inhale, hold, exhale, pause. The breath is not just something you do, it's something that teaches you to receive, to transform, to release, to return, over and over, like the tides, like the moon, like time itself. So the next time you breathe, don't rush through it. Feel each part, name it, honor it. Breathe as the ancients breathed, with awareness, with reverence, with rhythm. Because when you follow the 4 sacred phases, you're not just calming your body, you're aligning with the deeper flow of reality. This is the hidden pattern, the forgotten code, etched into every breath you've ever taken. You don't need to memorize it. It's already within you. You just need to remember. Your breath is the rhythm of creation, and you are the instrument it plays through. Take a breath, slowly, gently. Feel it move through you. Now ask yourself, what just happened? Most people would say, I inhaled air. But that's not the whole story, not even close. Because when you breathe this way, deeply, consciously, with rhythm and intention, something else happens. Something ancient, something powerful. Your body responds. Your mind opens. your spirit begins to remember. Let's explore what really happens when you breathe, like the ancients did. Your breath is the remote control for your nervous system. Every inhale activates, every exhale relaxes. And when you slow it down, you send a message to your entire body. You are safe. Modern life has locked most of us in survival mode. Fight, flight, freeze. We live shallow. We breathe shallow. And we wonder why we feel anxious, foggy, disconnected. But when you breathe slowly and deeply, in that ancient four-phase rhythm, your body exits survival mode. The vagus nerve turns on. Your heart rate slows. Your digestion improves. Your immune system wakes up. Your body says, I can rest now. I can heal now. This is the first doorway. Now, let's move upward to the brain. When you breathe consciously, your brain waves shift from beta, the thinking, worrying, stressed out state, to alpha and theta, the calm, creative, intuitive states. These are the brain waves of meditation, of deep learning, of visionary states once used by mystics and monks. Even the pineal gland, the seat of insight and inner light, is activated by rhythmic breath. When breath slows, cerebrospinal fluid begins to flow upward, bathing the brain, nourishing it, bringing clarity. Some call it inner illumination, others call it intuition, but science just calls it coherence. Your brain and heart begin to sync, and when they do, you begin to feel like you again. But what about your heart? Not just the physical one, the emotional one. Every emotion you've suppressed, every memory you've buried, every heartbreak you never fully processed, lives inside your body, and the breath knows how to find it. When you breathe slowly, deeply, fully, you may notice feelings rise, tears, warmth, even sudden peace. This is not weakness, this is release. The ancients believed that breath could carry emotion out of the body. They used it to cleanse, not just lungs, but energy. Modern science calls it somatic release. Your nervous system finally feels safe enough to let go. You may not even know what's leaving, but you'll feel lighter, clearer, more open, and that's how healing begins. Once the body is calm, once the brain is quiet, once the emotions are clear, something unexpected happens. Awareness expands. You begin to notice more, not just outside, but inside. Subtle sensations, tiny shifts in energy, a deeper connection to the now. In yogic tradition, this is called pratyahara, the turning inward of the senses. In Taoism, it's called Mingmen, the gateway to inner power. Your breath becomes more than breath. It becomes presence. And in that presence, you touch something deeper than thought, deeper than belief. You touch being. And then comes silence. Not the silence of a quiet room, but the silence within, that still place between thoughts, the pause between inhale and exhale, where nothing moves, but everything lives. This is where the ancients said the soul speaks, where wisdom arises without words, where the body becomes light, and the breath becomes prayer. You might not see it, you might not hear it, but you will feel it. A gentle knowing, a soft remembering, the moment you realize, I'm not just breathing, breath is breathing me. So what happens when you breathe this way? Your body heals, your mind clears, your heart softens, your spirit awakens, and all of that from one breath, done with presence. Try it now. Breathe, not just to survive, but to return, because in every breath is the power to begin again. Your breath has always known the way. All you have to do is follow it. You've been breathing your whole life, but no one told you it could wake you up, not just keep you alive, but truly alive, awake, clear, connected. The breath has always been there, quiet, loyal, powerful, waiting for you to notice. And once you do, once you breathe the right way, things begin to change. Not in years, not in months, but fast. Sometimes in minutes. This is the ancient method of activation. In every ancient tradition, before the prayer, before the chant, before the trance, came the breath. It was the starting point, the ignition. Egyptian initiates were taught to breathe a certain way before entering the temples. Yogis in India used it to raise energy through the spine. Tibetan monks used it to expand awareness, to leave the body, to awaken the light within. Why? Because they understood. Nothing moves in the body until the breath moves first. The breath is the carrier of intention, the signal to the soul, the gateway between the seen and the unseen. Now, here's the method they used. It's simple, but not ordinary. It's called the 4-step breath, and it works like this. Step 1. Inhale through the nose, deep into the belly. Imagine pulling energy up from the earth, through your feet, into your spine. You are receiving. Step 2. Hold 7 seconds. Gently hold the breath. No force, just stillness. This is where activation begins. Energy rises. Cerebrospinal fluid flows toward the brain. Your inner system aligns. You are becoming. Step 3. Exhale 8 seconds. Through the mouth, long and slow. Release what is no longer needed. Tension, doubt, fear. Let it all go. You are releasing. Step 4. Pause 4 seconds. This is the stillness after the exhale, the void, the space, the womb of creation. In this silence, something new begins. You are resetting. Repeat this for 6 to 10 cycles. Then, feel. Just feel. This is not about trying. This is about allowing. Most spiritual practices take years, but breath, it speaks directly to the nervous system, and the nervous system doesn't need belief. It just responds. This breath pattern activates the vagus nerve, calming your entire system, the pineal gland, triggering light inside the brain, the heart field, expanding emotional energy outward, and the reason it works so quickly is because it bypasses the mind. You don't need to figure it out. You just need to breathe it in. One breath becomes a signal. A signal becomes energy. And energy becomes awakening. When you do this breath, you may feel a buzzing in your spine, warmth behind your eyes, lightness in your limbs, a sense of peace that doesn't come from thoughts. You may even cry, laugh, feel goosebumps, or feel nothing at all. And that's okay. This breath doesn't always speak loud. Sometimes it whispers, but what it whispers is the truth you forgot. You are more than you think. You don't need hours. You don't need silence or candles or mantras. You just need 5 minutes, every morning or every night, before the world rushes in, before the noise takes over. Inhale, hold, exhale, pause. Let it become your ritual, your return, your reminder. Because every time you do this, you're not just calming your body, you're aligning with something higher, more ancient, more you. So try it now, just 1 round. Inhale, hold, exhale, stillness. Feel that? That's not just breath, that's activation. And it starts now. Don't just breathe to survive, breathe to awaken. The code is within you, and this is how you unlock it.